Welcome back to my tutorial series on how to export a model from Blender and import our model into Planet Coaster. The last time we talked a little bit about how we actually use the dope sheet editor and change our animations, like the timing of our animations or the direction of our animations. Today we'll be getting our model ready for export. Like I said, the last episode, I've had a couple of problems with the UV editor when I left a image in it. So we're going to make sure that our UV editor is empty. I've had a lot of problems with it. So if I go now to textures, you'll see it's actually, it has no texture assigned to it. It doesn't mean that our texture won't be imported. We still got our position of our cubes, the way that we placed it, but it's very important to leave this blank because otherwise it'll actually start acting really weird. I've had, like I said, a couple of problems with it getting it right into Planet Coaster. I've also changed the name. Like I said, the last video, I took out the underscore. I also found out that I typed it actually wrong. I corrected it all. The underscore, for one or another reason, doesn't want to work exactly the way that I had hoped it would. But yeah, our textures are out of our UV editor. And now we're ready actually to start getting our model to export. The only thing we need to do is the level of detail for now. We don't have to actually do anything with the animation. So I'll close this up. We will need this. And now we're actually going to duplicate our model a couple of times. It won't influence our triads or our face. As you can see, it's 24 at the moment. When I start copying and pasting it, it'll go up. Say you got about 7,000 triads in your model, and you start copying it over, you'll see that the triads actually go up. Don't worry about it because Planet Coaster actually does it individually. Your first model, if it's 7,000, then it's okay. If your next copy duplication of your model is also 7,000 and such forth till 5, it actually doesn't put all those numbers together. So you might see it in Blender up here with triads and faces and edges and such forth, but don't worry about it. As long as your first model is under the 8,000, you're set to go. So we'll start off with copying our cube over a couple of times. Do not copy anything of your bones. Leave the bones alone. They don't need to be copied. Yeah, so let's start off with copying this over. So to do this, press Shift D in object mode, select your cubes, and copy. Press exit or click with your left or right mouse button, depending on what kind of settings you have. I'll use exit for now. Till about 5. There we go. So in total, we need from 0 to 5 level of details. I'm also going to show how to actually decimate our model. For our cube, we don't actually need to do it. If we were to decimate it and we import it into Planet Coaster, you'll actually see the level of detail working really well. I prefer not to do it. I think I actually still got a model where I put decimation on it, so I'll show it later on. But yeah, for now we're going to start off with renaming these in order. So I'll change this to 1, and we'll go through this until we are at 5. So 3 and 4 and 5. For models that you actually do want to decimate, we'll go to modifiers now. Decimate is a handy tool for in Blender. At the moment, I'll have to do it with everyone. I'm not going to do that now. Like I said, it's not really necessary when you have no more than 64 triads. So that's the minimum you need to even be able to import it. I think, no, sorry, I had that wrong. Under the 64, you don't really have to do the decimate. You don't have to get the cubes less visible. You'll see like later on when we start importing it and we have it in Planet Coaster, I'll bring up another model and you'll see it working actually. I left the decimate in that one. We're not actually going to do it with these. I will show how you can do it. So we go to modifiers, we click on decimate, and here we have really everything to do with our decimation. I'll also bring up our toolkit and just type it in. There we go. We'll go to the user guide, and under modeling, we'll see from LOD1 or 0 till 5, and you'll see percentages under it telling you around about how much percent you need to take it off the model. And as you can see, this model is much more complicated, but we want to reach a model that has less faces and less edges and vertices, because the more we scroll away in Planet Coaster from our model, is the less it has to render. So as you can see, it starts off with LOD 1 and goes up to 5. So we'll start, our first one is of course L0, then we'll go to L1, click on decimate, and as you saw under N, it says between 80 and 60. I prefer to actually go by these numbers and go downwards till I hit the 10. So how do we do this? We want to put 80 in here. So it would be 0.8 and click apply. And as you can see in the viewport, you'll see that the cube actually has gotten more or less detail on it. As I said, it's not necessary with our cubes. It'll actually look weird when we start scrolling out. But yeah, you can go back from, so always use the 0 dot, and then it's just filling in 8, 6, 4, I think it is 2, and then 1. And you do this accordingly going downwards till you hit 5. I'll put this back for now at 100. So that would be 1.0, and there we go. Our cube is back the way it was. But yeah, we got all our models. As you can see, when I'm in texture mode, it has no materials in the UV editor assigned to it. So that's all correct. And yeah, that's it. We also made sure that our material is named correctly. So you don't actually have to do the _BC here. The toolkit will line these both up. So if I go out of here, you'll see that my texture does have the BC_BC with it, but the name at the begin is the same as the name I put in here. So yeah, we're actually ready to export it. We don't need to do anything with our animations, so we can just leave this the way it is. But yeah, in the next series or next episode, I will actually be showing how to export our model and yeah, get it into Planet Coaster. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope it has been really helpful for you. And yeah, till the next time.